Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue, this is McLeod and today we are finally playing Nouvelles. So, for the many of you who have watched my guide, the Nouvelles archetype holds no secret for you, and if you haven't watched my guide, what are you doing? You should go watch that guy right. I'm just gonna wait until you're done watching it. Just go watch it. Do it. Are you done? Alright, now we can discuss this deck that you see before your very eyes. So like I said, the Nouvelle Ritual monsters are not exactly cards that you want to see in your opening hand or draw them because you just get to summon them from deck. Fortunately, you do have ways to shuffle them back into the deck where they can be safely special summoned, which is pretty cool. What you do want to see, though, are cards like Poissonnière de Nouvelles, which kickstarts your entire archetype, Concours de Cuisine, which helps kickstarting your entire archetype, with the Pâtissière Couverture. Well, you're not going to draw it because it's in the extra deck, but these cards are important in order to get your combo started. And going second, what we really want to see are those Lava Golems and those Cosmic Cyclones for the pesky Utopia players. Cosmic Cyclone is just a great card to be playing in general. It's so funny that we shifted from metas where Cosmic Cyclone was the best back row removal option available because it was the only one, to formats where MST was the better option because there was no life point cost associated to it at a time where skills did not depend on life points being paid anymore. Back into, well, we're playing Cyclone now because Ancient Gears, because Utopia, because Shadows, because of so many reasons. So, we are playing a Ritual archetype, which is why we have to play unfair cards in order to outvalue our opponent, even though this archetype has plenty of ways to plus. Pueltis draws us a card, Balamania, that's not Balamania, Balamania gets us a card as well, the Field Spell Atap gets us a card also. It's a really fun archetype to be playing, the combo is pretty linear, and I did not, to my mistake, fully develop it in my guide. There is more than you can do than just stare at a Pueltis with a Poissonnière sitting on your field. You can actually extend your combos a bit further after that, but we're gonna see it in today's replays. So what else is there to say other than, yeah, speaking of unfair stuff, we are playing Super Poly, and because our deck has tons of ways to dig for specific cards, chances are we're gonna see it, and we have the Super Poly package of Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, because Ancient Gear is a matchup that we can't really win. Starving Venom, a Fusion Dragon, which is a generic anti-dark thingy. Realistically, this is the least important one, can be replaced with a Shadow, maybe? El Shadow Apcolone, I guess, maybe. Vision Hero Adoration, yeah, that just clears 0 builds. And Mud Dragon of the Swamp, which is, for the time being, the best completely generic Super Poly target. I don't think there is anything else to say, so let's just take a look at a couple of replays. This first replay is, predictably enough, against Tiro, and it is a cavalcade of misplays on both sides. This is definitely not how you should be playing Nouvelles, so let's take a look at my mistakes together so that you don't face them. You don't do the same. So our opponent is doing the very cool play of turn 1 pass, which all but signals that they have a Kaituid in hand, which is great. So we're going to activate our skill in order to get a Concours de Cuisine, activate the Recette de Viande because I misclicked. I clicked on the wrong thing. I meant to activate Concours, to activate this, and I clicked on this. It's just because if you squint, they look similar. So here I am now, summoning a Bury-la-Baisse because I opened it. You know, I got lucky, I opened it. Activating the Bury-la-Baisse effect, but my opponent has an Effect Veiler, which really they have a better going second hand than we do. Fortunately, because I'm a genius, I actually had the Concours de Cuisine all along, and I baited the Effect Veiler, which now means that my Poissonnière will resolve, get me a Bury-la-Baisse. I can activate my skill in order to get the Recette de Poisson, and shuffle both ritual monsters on my field and hand back in the deck. Activate Recette de Poisson in order to ritual summon the Bury-la-Baisse once again, get back the Recette de Viande that I foolishly wasted early on. I guess maybe that was a misplay, maybe that was like a super smart thing to be doing. So, we're going to summon the Poeltis and the Poissonnière, thanks to the Poissonnière effect targeting the Baril Abyss, allowing us to activate the Baril Abyss to ritual summon, well, it's not really a ritual summon, special summon tributing the Pâtissière Couverture on opponent's field, which is great, and from this point forward, we know we can get, we drew the Confiras. I am going to activate the Grave effect of Concours de Cuisine in order to then activate the Poeltis to summon Balamenière, which is great. We're just gonna set to pass. So despite this blender that I made, it is still the end board that we're looking for. As you can see, we have the chess special recipe, which is going to have to take care of this dark hole that our opponent just has, and the super polymerization for the inevitable reign of hero monsters. So they're gonna do nothing because we're protecting. We are protecting our Balamenière. It is too important, and also we don't have all the monsters on our board. They're gonna get Danios, you know, a classic thing to be getting. They're just gonna drop the super poly rather before I can even use the Balamenière against them. So they're gonna go for Elemental Hero Escuridao, which they're gonna get to draw 2 cards with the Crosskeeper, shuffle 1 back, not summon another hero monster, so I'm just gonna have to take the 26, which sucks, but what choice do I have? Activate Concours de Cuisine once again, we get the last Poissonnière out of the deck, and a Pâtissière from our extra. We're gonna get the Baril Abyss once again, and activate the skill. And at this stage, the only thing that I can set is Recette de Personnel, which I've been told is a good card, but I mean, it's helpful sometimes, but some other time it's just there, you know. And I put back these things, I have to activate this. Fortunately, I can just send it, use it as a pseudo ritual spell in order to summon Baril Abyss once again. And Baril Abyss is gonna do Baril Abyss things once again. Hey, look, we have the Bell Grill. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Just get that to our hands. Activate Poissonnière targeting Baril Abyss once again. You know this combo line by now. We just get the Confiras this time, even though we don't have stuff to pop because we did not recycle our Poeltis, which is kind of annoying. We're gonna have to activate Concours de Cuisine targeting Confiras in order to trigger the Confiras into Foiglasia. We're not tributing our own stuff because, I mean their stuff because, I don't know. Then I guess we're gonna have to meet recipe using the Foiglasia, the Poissonnière, and the Kytroid to go for Belgril, which is pretty cool. Belgril is just going to tribute the Pâtissière, get the Angry Burger. We're gonna attack straight into a first Kytroid. Is there a second Kytroid? No, there isn't. We're just gonna get to attack with Angry Burger, which is why I'm playing Sawatari, is because Sawatari is a line for Angry Burger, and I like Sawatari more than Mokuba or even Tori. Like, why would you be playing these characters in Duel Links when Sawatari exists, you know? Then I'm gonna get Neo, so no! I'm gonna activate E-Call in order to get a Stratos. Uh-oh, they're gonna normal these Stratos try to pop, but unfortunately you're not gonna get to pop anything when you don't have heroes on your board. How does it feel to get super polyed? How does it feel to get super polyed by a non-hero player? Oh, it doesn't feel good, does it? Technically, summoning the Begril is a mistake here, right? I can just keep the Foiglasia and like force them to attack or target something, but I'm thinking, you know, this is the funnier option, so I have to go for it. But don't play as sloppily as I did this game. Even though my misplays turned out to be not so bad because my opponent just wasted an effect Veiler on my... It's very early in the duel. There it is. Wasted the effect Veiler on my Baril Abyss, which is what you should do against this deck, by the way. Yeah. They had more than meets the eye, I guess. This time we're playing against a Dragonmaid, which is a deck that people are still playing, I guess. It's, I mean, It's not that great in the current format, but a lot of people just have their pet deck that they're unwilling to let go, and they complain about every other deck because every other deck beats their pet deck, which if you're going to play competitively, you can't, and you decide to pick a rogue or below tier deck, you can't then complain that your opponent just beats you. That's yeah, I mean, they're playing a better thing than you are. It's like if you decide to play chess, but you decide to only move pawns and nothing else, right? Because you have the options to get all the pieces, but you decide not to. And yeah, that makes as little sense to me as the other thing. Look, it's a really impressive board of Powerless set to pass. Cosmic Cyclone will take care of the Book of Eclipse, which was the most important thing to be getting, in my opinion, because I am assuming this is tidying. That's not gonna get anything done. Once again, Concours de Cuisine, just going second allows us to perform full combo. Hey, look, we gave our opponent a Lava Golem so that their trap is disabled for this duel. And we activate Recette de Poisson. Once again, we're going to Ritual Summon Bury l'Abbesse, which is pretty cool. We could Cosmic Cyclone the back row. I think I do it later down the turn because it is incredibly funny. But for the time being, well, we're just excavating. You know, we're just getting a Confiras. That's pretty cool. Poissonnière targeting Bury l'Abbesse is how you trigger that effect. You watch the guy, you know how this works. We're gonna get Pueltis. And then Pueltis is going to get us the Angry Burger. Now I'm going to Cosmic Cyclone because I feel like it was a tidying. I was right. Hey, look. We targeted a thing on the field. So Pueltis gets to trigger into a Balaminiere with the assumption that we're still getting the thing. Look, we get the field spell. It's very important to get the field spell. I think in the previous game I did not get the field spell with Balaminiere, which was a mistake. Look, we can extend further. We can just reveal Foie Glacia and by Grail. They're going to give us the Foie Glacia, predictably enough, but we can tribute the Angry Burger in order to get that Foie Glacia on our field, which means we potentially have several ways of disrupting our opponent to go into Bear Grail, which is pretty great because both of these things can go into Bear Grail. And we recycle the Angry Burger because we are a good Duel Links player. So, we're just going to attack, leave our opponent down to 400, end phase, we're going to get back a recipe and a Pueltis added to our deck. Draw the third Cosmic Cyclone, which is pretty funny. So, opponents is just going to set a downtime. Pretty coolio. They're going to do the terrible mistake of normal summoning chamber and then downtime immediately targeting the chamber. That's targeting! Foie Glacia just gets to flow into a Bear Grill. There he is. There he is, the funkiest guy. Look, I get to negate this permanently. I think? Wait, did I not? It is negated. Oh, anyway, they're gonna, it's not like I mess up, you know, they're just gonna activate the Dragonmaid changeover with this and presumably a high-level Dragonmaid monster. I'm like, yeah, I can't let you do that. Chef special recipe, everyone. Which was a mistake. Because turns out they can just put it back in their hand by returning this and activate it once again. I should have kept it for the inevitable shear that I would have been able to negate. Because now all I can do is try activate Bell Grill. Doesn't work. It will simply not work. Also, the Balamania is turned off, so I'm just gonna take a bunch of damage here for basically no reason whatsoever. Hey, look. Queen just gave me a recipe against us Concours de Cuisine. Concours de Cuisine is going to get us yet another Poissonnière into Pâtissière, into Bury l'Abbesse, into the thing. Hey, look, it's the Recette de Poisson once again. Look, you get to get another Lava Gold. This card is so insane in this deck. It's just Kaiju that... I mean, Kaijus are really good in general, but in this deck, it's just free fodder too. Which is pretty neat. I'm gonna excavate. Here's Angry Burger, my favorite guy. My favorite guy. This guy is so funny. I wish there was a way to. I guess I could apply chronicle effects to it. That would be a good thing to be doing. Anyway, we're just gonna get the Pueltis, and Pueltis is gonna get us a thing. And look, it's lethal. Easy. I assume the last set was a tidying. Which is why I did not go for Confiras to pop it. I didn't want to use the Cosmic Cyclone either because that would not have been funny. Also, I literally could not because I had 1,000 life points remaining. Yeah, fun game. Hey, look, it's Hero once again! Wow, is that surprising that we get to see so many people playing Hero still? I think it's still the most popular deck on ladder, which makes sense because it is still like the most accessible deck on ladder. Followed closely by Utopia. I haven't checked popularity rankings anyway. Our opponent's just gonna Neos Fusion, right? Get that cross keeper in rotation, hopefully fix a little bit of their hand, which doesn't seem to get. They're gonna sell one card and pass. They did not activate this chaos, so I have no idea what this could be. I'm just gonna get rid of it. It is a warning point that I got rid of. Get the Concours de Cuisine, even though I already have one. Activate Concours de Cuisine. Look, Poissonnière Pâtissière once again. But unfortunately, this time they do have the effect Veiler for the Poissonnière, which I'm not sure if this is the point where you should be Veilering, right? Because I can still use my skill to get a missing piece. And because I'm playing several Beryl-Abbess, lots of opening one are better. Maybe I should be playing 3. 3 feels like pretty good, right? 3 feels pretty good. I also misplay in this game, now that I remember. I keep misplaying in these games. I'm just so bad at dueling. They have the second effect Veiler anyway. It didn't matter that thing. But because effect Veiler targets, I can just summon Pueltis anyway. What a mistake! What a mistake that they did. My mistake is coming now. Pueltis draws me a card. Poissonnière, Poissonnière can change the battle position of any monster on the field. I could have switched this to attack position in order to get them to a position where I can tribute this later for a pseudo ritual. I targeted my Pueltis. So now I have to use Concours de Cuisine in order to trigger the Pueltis, which is humiliating. And I can't even get to get rid of their stuff. Oh, the Balamania is there, but it does nothing. It literally does nothing. This is too fat. I can't be over it. Look, I'm just gonna have to say a couple cards and my turn. I guess I get to summon Foiglesia first. That's pretty cool. You know, I get to recycle some stuff and put the Neos Fusion back in their deck, where hopefully they'll not top deck it again. And pass the turn. What a misplay. What a blunder. This goes to show that I'm dog shit at duelings. But not as bad as they are. They're gonna get Straighters. Right, they're gonna try and do straighter stuff. No, you don't. Chef's personal recipe just negates and has the option to pop. It is an option. You're not obliged to pop stuff with it. I just chose to. Look, they're gonna get the Armed Dragon level 10 and a Super Poly instead of, like, say, Neos and Super Poly, which would have made more sense because now I can just Balamania, get rid of this, tribute Belgril, and win the game. So the thing I want to say is, doesn't matter how hard you misplay, so as long as your opponent makes the bigger misplays. And for every misplay that you see your opponent making, you can assume that there's like 2 or 3 more that you will never even know of. Dragonic Contact players. You might be thinking, Mechlord, I've seen enough of the old glue eaters, I want to see the new glue eaters. So today, I will answer that call and play against Utopia, the new second best deck of this format, and probably the deck which is going to be the most popular, maybe not the most represented in Top Cut, but the most popular of these. WCQ, so they're just gonna do the classic Utopia stuff. You've seen my video on the deck, you've seen everyone else's video on the deck. Chances are you've faced the deck a couple of times already tired of it. They just turn into Zexal 2, and they just get the free things. They decided to go for Vanish Sage, which I'm personally not too fond of, because what does this guy do? It's just an extra draw, right? But, I mean, you can put it back later for the Utopia, but did they even get the Utopia? Is it in the opening hand? Their plays would tend to indicate yes, but you never know. They're gonna Utopia double, activate all 3 effects in the same chain, which is a rookie mistake. If I hadn't Effect Veiler there, they would have lost the game. But I did not have Effect Veiler there, so I mean, I guess that was correct, right? Anyway, look, I summon a monster. I remember that line from the show that Dexel 2 said. He said, "I summon a monster," and that was like his catchphrase, right? I find it so funny that they keep accidentally not dubbing very important key monsters that do get like lines in Japanese, but they don't in English for some reason. I guess the reason is Konami is doesn't want to spend money. Look, there's the Vanish Sage. Gonna draw a card, and then they're gonna turn that Vanish Sage into Utopia. Look, it's a rank up magic Numeron force. Say one pass. So we can safely assume Numbers Protection is out there, right? Because they didn't do any effort to search it or whatever. This is an Utopia with no material. It will just die as soon as I target it with an attack. But more importantly, we have Lava Golem. So we just get to win this duel anyway. Hey, look. You can have this Lava Golem. Because now your back row is disabled, right? What is this? Oh, it turns out it's Xyz Reflect. Xyz Reflect, which is dead, right? Because they have no Xyz monsters anyway. But why would you be playing Xyz Reflect when you can be summoning two Utopia Ultimate Leos that are both a monster negate that is less conditional than this, and you also have Numbers Protection anyway, so it was, I mean, this can be searched to my knowledge, right? I mean, unless you're playing like Generation Force, which... Are you playing Generation? I don't know. Anyway, Concours de Cuisine, the same combo as always. We get the Poissonnière, we give them a Pâtissière. Poissonnière gets us a chef's special recipe because I already have everything else. We're gonna get to set the recette de personnel with our scale, which we can use later down the line in order to trigger some of our Nouvelles monster. Bury Larbès is here. There he is, my little guy. Absolute fantastic card. Just love it to death. This little fella, just a fantastic, wonderful little guy. I guess we're getting Balaminière. No, we're getting a second Poissonnière. I don't know why I thought we'd be getting the thing. I don't remember these games. I blacked out during most of them. I'm just spitballing here. What's happening? What am I doing? Activating Concours de Cuisine, Puertis? Yeah, you got it, Chief. Tributing our own monsters is very important here because Balaminière can only tribute opponent's monster. So we just get to Balaminière, get the restaurant, and then we're gonna get to Balaminière, tribute their stuff in order to get the Bear Grill. And now our opponent recognizes that we have lethal and they have no way of beating us, which took them a while. But I guess we had to show them that we did indeed beat them. And last but not least for today, another duel against Utopia, which is crazy. What? You mean to tell me that I get to play against Utopia again? Oh my, you shouldn't have. That's just great. You know, for all the shit that people give this deck, it's not the worst deck out there, right? Like, yeah, this deck beats it with Lava Golem. You have to draw Lava Golem or you lose. Which, spoiler alert, right? I did not draw Lava Golem this game. So, I guess Cosmic Cyclone would have also done it. Maybe I'll top deck it. Watch out, current viewers, for the future. But like, one thing that really upsets me are the people like, this board is so toxic. This deck is so toxic. I bet you missed the previous toxic decks. I bet now this toxic deck somehow invalidates how toxic the previous decks were. No, it doesn't. What are you talking about? No, it doesn't. Are you crazy? Serena, because Serena is the worst takes on the planet. Serena posted a meme that was like, I miss Hydra. I miss when Predaplants can just click yellow button, remove any monster on the field. Like, shut up. Just because this is worse than Predaplants. Worse in a sense that it's like more powerful, more toxic than Predaplants is at the moment, doesn't retroactively mean that Predaplants was always an okay deck and that people were crazy for saying that Hydra should get banned or whatever, right? Like this, it's a Serena take, so obvious rage bait plus low IQ opinion, but it's insane that so many people just believe that, right? There's some guy on Reddit being like, I always laugh at people who complain at Predaplants, and now they have to deal with Utopia Ultimate Leo. Who's laughing now? That's not a real argument that you get to make. Your deck was toxic back then. This deck is toxic now. Both decks are toxic. Just because 6 Samurai don't get to do anything anymore doesn't mean that playing against Xian set 3 pass in 2019 was any fun or enjoyable, right? Jesus! Anyway, we didn't open Lava Golem. And we didn't open Cosmic Cyclone. So we can get this, and hopefully they don't negate it. They negated it. So this is going to be complicated. We can activate our field spell, get the... I guess I should have baited with a field spell first. Maybe they're dumb but they're negated, but maybe they're smart and they know what the important points of this deck are. So we're gonna go for the Belgrail, right? Which is going to negate everything on the field, but unfortunately... Ultimately, negate. Fortunately, Belgrail target. Unfortunately, this negates without being an activated effect, so I can't do anything. And this is the end of the duel. Because this card works in a really fucky way, my guy is permanently negate. I can't do anything about it. GG. And this is why we play 3 Lava Golems and 3 Cosmic Cyclones. So that's the deck. I think all of my replays, even including the many blunders, did a good job at showcasing the weaknesses of this deck, which is namely going second. Sure, you get a free Concours de Cuisine, which great, right? But you better have tools to preemptively deal with your opponent's ball, because otherwise you're not gonna have a good time. And going first, Effect Veiler is a card that exists. I haven't encountered Droll and Lockbird yet, but that's also a really potent card against this deck, very specifically. And the power level of this metagame is just too high for a deck like Nouvelles to get its chance to shine. This is a deck whose peak game plan is summoning a 2000 attack ritual monster. But that will be it for today's video for the time being. Thank you for watching all the way through and watching the guide that I made before, because I know that you watched it. Thank you so much for this. What else can I say? But thank you for supporting me, liking the video, commenting, subscribing if you haven't already. If you'd like to support me further, you can check out my Ko-fi in the video description, which is a pseudo Patreon thingy, where you can donate money one time or on a monthly basis, which is great. I'd like to thank my Ko-fi donators. I know them by heart by now. Dingus, Howdish Boy 0, Jimmy, Zinnia, Yannick, Sile, Mark Lu, 1416, the Abyss Actor Guru, Orc Price, and Nexus say thank you all for the support. And that'll be it for a Nouvelle. I don't know if I'll be playing. This deck is so fun to play, right? It is so fun that I don't even mind losing with it, because I still get to have some fun watching some funky little demons get out of like some really cool cooking and stuff. So I don't know, I can't be angry while I'm playing this deck, even though realistically this format maybe not the greatest format of all time, but it's okay. I'm having fun for the time being, playing pee-pee poo-poo decks and switching to Utopia when I actually want to win. So thank you for watching one final time. Take care everyone, and I will see you all next time.